I'm looking for some holiday magic. Something cute, maybe some songs, fun characters, and a good story. So I decided to check out Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey. It's a new Netflix original holiday movie. This is the tale of imagination and dreams, where we meet an eccentric toy maker, his adventurous granddaughter, and a magical invention that has the power to change lives forever. Jeronicus Jangle was the greatest toy maker and inventor there ever was, until something was taken from him and turned his life upside down. Years later, he is struggling to find the magic of his imagination. His granddaughter may hold the key to restore his belief in happiness and magic. We have some great characters in this. First up is newcomer Madeline Mills. She plays Journey, who is the granddaughter of Jeronicus Jangle. And right off the bat, this girl needs to be snatched up by Disney and made a princess, because her voice is so pure and powerful, and when she sings, oh golly, she is awesome. She also has a cuteness and spunkiness which just makes her steal the show and steal the scenes that she is in, which is a lot of them. Forrest Whitaker is the older Jeronicus, and he is awkward, timid, cranky, maybe a little bit nuts too. I loved his performance because he's able to capture sadness and disillusionment, but still retain some of that imagination that's buried right under the surface. You can see that it's there, and he's determined, and he wants to break out of this funk that he's in, but he doesn't know how. And who knew that he has a wonderful singing voice? Oh my goodness, I was blown away by Whitaker's performance. He also gets to show off his comedic chops too, and they're not overtly funny, which I really appreciate. That he mutters some lines. Sometimes they're just really smart and witty and just filled with wisdom, and other times they're just really funny, but you have to be paying attention. You hurry back as slowly as you can. Can you speak more quietly? I can barely hear you. But he also tells his granddaughter, a child with an imagination always belongs. Never be afraid if people can't see what you see. Only be afraid if you can no longer see it. That's smart right there. And wise. Keegan-Michael Key is just as fun as you'd expect him to be. He's over the top a lot of this time, but that's exactly what his character demands. But despite that over the top and the bravado that he brings, there is still a vulnerability which shines through. And I really appreciated that facet of his character as well, because he's not just all the time overbearing and just putting on airs, that you do get to see this inner workings of him and that conflict that he has within himself. And this comes into play mostly because he's our antagonist. And we have the rest of the cast too. They are a lot of fun. They have great chemistry and they bring a ton to the screen. Sometimes some of them are singing, and sometimes it's just in their interactions. And with the entire cast has a charisma and a chemistry that really does work. And it makes all of the characters in their own special ways very relatable and very touchable, that you just see them as real people. Even though we're in this magical world and being told this magical tale, they still have this realism to them. Now, this is a musical of sorts, and there are a lot of great songs in this. And there's a big variety of them too, which I really appreciated, that it's not all just one genre. You have kind of a mix-up. There's some hip-hop in there. There is some like jazz. There's also some bluesy type of songs, and all of it together really, really works. And a lot of them are very melodic. And like I said, Madeline Mills, our main character, is Journey. Oh, when she sings, yes, please, more. And I'm so thankful that they didn't just give her one song, that they allowed her to sing throughout a lot of the different songs, so we really get to appreciate her singing voice. And a lot of these songs too, I think you're going to find yourself unconsciously tapping your foot or bopping your head. Now, I don't think they're all absolutely memorable. Not all of them got stuck in my head, but there are some that I'm really digging this. And I enjoyed them as I'm watching them, and they all fit too. That's the other thing, that it didn't seem like these songs were crammed in to make the story something that it wasn't, that they flowed naturally, and it was just, it worked really well. And they also are able to incorporate some self-awareness to this as well. Especially with Forrest Whitaker, and when he sees some people sing, he notices it and he says it out loud. He's not telling us directly as the audience, but we're already thinking it, and so he says it, and it just makes it work. I loved all of the different visuals within this movie too. I mean, from the animation standpoint, there's a lot of CGI, and we all know that bad CGI is bad, and it really stands out. But good CGI complements the story and makes it just all flow together, and it looks seamless. That's what's in this. There is some excellent CGI. I mean, we have an animated doll character-ish type of thing. There's a robot, and then there's just all the on-screen displays, and as the characters do kind of like not really an Iron Man type of thing where there's stuff on the screen and they're moving it about, but it's kind of similar to that, and we get to see it, and it just looks real, and it also fits in this whole magical scene that I've been talking about. Now, while I don't always touch on this, when it is awesome, costume design needs to be acknowledged. And in this, it's colorful and plaid. I want some of their suits and their jackets. I mean, it is a plaid flannel lover's dream come true. But it's not all that way. I mean, just all of it is so stunning to look at. I mean, it's very vibrant in their colors and all of the designs. And I'm a big believer that all colors can match with all colors. That you don't have to match like, well, I'm wearing a red tie and so I have to have red socks and I have to have, all of these complementary colors. You can make every color work together and with different patterns and styles also. You just have to know that you can rock it. And when you know that and when you understand that, you wear it with confidence, and it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. And all of the characters in this have stunning outfits. The setting of this, too, really feels like we are in some small European village. And there is the shops, the town square, it's covered with snow, and you have all of the townsfolk just bustling about throughout the village. And it really works. It's a homey, a quaint feeling, and it helps to set just the time and the space. I mean, there's some cars, so it's like, I don't know, early 1900s, somewhere around there. But the time doesn't really matter either, because this is still our magical journey into imagination. You also have the toy shop in this where Jangle works and that he owns. And at one point, it's bustling, it's colorful, and it resembles a little bit like the Weasley twins' magic store in Harry Potter. But there's also times where it looks like a hoarder's garage. The script is smart and funny, and I love the use of alliteration within this. I mean, it is so splendidly spectacular to listen to. And for those of us that may not be mathematically inclined, they introduce a new type of math in this that I think you could at least appreciate. I mean, we may not understand it, we may not know how to calculate it, but when they're throwing around terms like the square root of possible, I'm behind that. Because there are musical numbers, it would be very odd to just have people just singing, and especially in this type of movie, with no dancing, with no choreography. And it's done amazingly well, because sometimes it's a very small group. Sometimes it's just one or two people, and they're not dancing hugely. It's not demonstrative and moving, large movements. And then other times it calls for the crowd to become involved. And the in sync just timing and dancing that happens. I mean, it reminds me somewhat of The Greatest Showman, which I count as a huge awesomeness because I love that movie so much. So to see all of these people dancing and the big movements, and I wish I had that timing, I wish I had that rhythm, I probably would just look like I'm having some kind of epileptic fit, and people would want to help me versus anything else. But all of the characters, the dancing, all of it, it's so great to watch. So like I've been saying, there's this magical feel to the entire story. I mean, it's just a great family film. It's something that you're going to want to sit down with everybody just to watch and enjoy and experience. It is predictable. But it doesn't matter. That's not really why you're watching this, to be stunned or to be shocked by some reveal of the story. No, it's a feel-good story that is telling us the journey of some characters. Something has been lost, and they're trying to rediscover it. And through that, they have their own ups and downs. There's the emotional journey. There's the relationship journey. There's the familial journey. And all of those, at some point, I think can resonate with everybody. Honestly, this is a feel-good story that we could all use about now. I want to say a huge thanks to Netflix for letting me screen this early. It is going to be hitting theaters in limited capacity, but it's also going to be on Netflix the exact same day, which is November 13th. You should be sure to add this to your watch list. I'm going to watch it every year. I know that. I may even watch it more than once because I had so much fun with it. And I can't wait to learn the songs so that I can actually sing along with them, because my feet were tapping, my head was moving along with it, and I just had this huge smile on my face, and I chuckle out loud at different lines and just different character interactions. and I can't wait to watch it again and just to re-experience it every time. There's no sex, nudity, or profanity. There might be a very tiny bit of violence. I give Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey 5 out of 5 couches. So have you been looking forward to this one? Are you going to be adding it to your watch list? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.